The first scene shows an anthropomorphic typical note to Pencil and a matchstick named Pencil and Match respectively, both discussing how a charming centauri flower named Flower is scared of bugs even though the bug she encountered was little. After that, Match changes the subject and talks about Flower's ego. A flashback then starts playing, which shows Flower asking a frozen block of tap water named Ice Cube if she is beautiful. Ice Cube responds with no, allowing her to kick her off screen in anger. This catches Ice Cube's attention, letting her join in the conversation. Ice Cube states that she is going to take revenge on Flower after getting kicked and is proud that both are her friends, but Pencil and Match show no interest. Ice Cube wanted to give a soap bubble named Bubble a hug for being her friend. Pencil and Match tried to warn her to stop, but Ice Cube accidentally pops Bubble in the process. Bubble is recovered by a bubble recovery center, only to be nearly popped by a plastic pushpin named Pin. Bubble got mad at her for trying to pop her, but it was revealed a wooden building block named Blocky was holding her, and says so in response. After she breaks free by kicking him, he throws a sewing needle named Needle at Bubble. Bubble dodges the attack and annoyingly asks him why he performed the act. Blocky says that he was just in the mood to hurt someone. Blocky follows this up by kicking a balsa plywood named Woody, who almost fell on a silent drop of lacrimal fluid named Teardrop. A lemon leaf named Leafy picks him up from the ground and tells him to enjoy life. Woody then looks over to Teardrop and suddenly lusts over her. Hearts come out of Woody in pure romance. Upon utter annoyance, Teardrop kicks Woody into the air. A fuzzy tennis ball named Tennis Ball tells Teardrop to calm down and warns her that Woody is made of balsa and can be damaged easily. While Woody is in the air, a white ball of hard-packed, wet snow named Snowball, riding his hand glider, notices him flying. Woody then falls onto a quartzite mountain rock named Rocky, hitting and chipping himself in the process. Woody screams in pain, while a barred rubber skull eraser named Eraser comments to a ballpoint pen named Pen about Woody's cowardice and how he wasn't cool. Eraser, however, says Pen is cool, and Pen says that Eraser is cool too. Snowball, still on his hand glider, accidentally hits a mountaintop and loses his grip on the hand glider, which flies off. On his way down, he finds Rocky. Snowball gets concerned about him and wakes him up, only for Rocky to greet him. Tired of Rocky's ignorance, he throws him away, causing Rocky to suddenly hit Tennis Ball, who frowns at Rocky in disappointment. Rocky says hi to Tennis Ball, calling him his good old friend. Meanwhile, a copper coin named Coiny and a flame named Fiery are seen arguing and fighting on top of a large rectangular washing sponge named Spongy, who is leaking water. A bossy golf ball named Golf Ball tells them to stop fighting and for Spongy to take a bath because he's stinky, to which he apologizes. Eraser and Blocky discuss Golf Ball's bossiness, making Eraser call her a bossy bot. Blocky, Snowball, and Pen begin staring at him due to his embarrassment. Eraser then calls a bossy robot, but they still stare at him. Eraser then finally calls her a robot, who is built to be its bossiest. Eraser says that he'd do anything to get away from Golf Ball, Flower, Woody, and Spongy. The announcer, a speaker box, then falls from the sky and tells Eraser he is in luck, which piques Eraser's interest. He then tells Eraser about Dream Island. Eraser says that he wants it due to it costing free of charge, but the announcer says that everyone else wants it too. However, Eraser would never want to give to anyone else, but the others would do so as well, to which announcer replies that the objects will settle this with a contest. Everyone is placed on a wooden balance beam standing above water, and the announcer informs them that whoever stays on the beam the longest wins. Leafy and Pin promise to help each other. Blocky sits still in a pose, which Coiny notices and wonders what he's doing, telling him to wake up. Spongy falls first after slipping out of place. Flower gets mad as she needed her space, so she aggressively pushed these imbecile named Woody, Eraser, Tennis Ball, Fiery, Golf Ball, Needle, and Leafy off the balance beam. Leafy yells out for Pin's help, and Pin grabs her right before reaching the water and pulls Leafy up. Bubble decides to form an alliance with Pencil and Match that will last throughout the entire series. Ice Cube, eager to secure her friendship with them, asks if she could join. As she runs toward them, she accidentally knocks Pen off the beam, then bumps into Snowball and the rest of Pencil's alliance, also knocking them out. Before sinking into the water, Pencil rejects Ice Cube's request. Coiny, having noticed that Blocky still isn't moving, tells him to wake up again. He shakes Blocky, accidentally causing him to fall off the bridge, but Blocky swings around the beam and makes Coiny fall. Blocky starts to tell him not to shake him up again, but only realizes Coiny already fell off last minute. With 6 contestants still on the beam, Leafy and Pin try to push off Flower while Blocky watches them fearfully. However, Flower notices them on time and kicks them into the air. Leafy and Pin, distracted by their flying, end up crashing into Teardrop and fall off. Leafy grabs onto the bridge and Pin's leg, and Teardrop grabs on as well. Leafy is about to lose her grip on the bridge and calls Blocky and Rocky for help. Luckily, Blocky comes, only to step on her feet. He realizes his mistake and pulls Leafy's arm. Blocky almost falls but hangs on the bridge with his feet, struggling to pull the others up. Leafy tells Teardrop to reach onto her other arm to conserve their weight so that Blocky can pull them up easier. Flower comes and shows off her non-slip shoe so hot, but Blocky uses one of his feet to kick her off the bridge. Flower grabs onto Pin in time, so Pin responds by licking Flower. Flower, disgusted by Pin licking her, gradually loses grip on Pin and finally falls into the water. Leafy says that dropping Flower was a job well done, and Pin and Teardrop swing back onto the bridge. Leafy reminds Pin that they are in an alliance, so she helped Leafy swing back onto the bridge. Blocky says that Leafy is stepping on him, but just like how Blocky accidentally pushed Coiny off, Leafy realizes it at the last minute, and Blocky falls off the bridge. Later, Teardrop tries to push off Rocky, but she slips and falls, along with Rocky. Leafy and Pin are the final two, so they do a rock, paper, scissors tiebreaker. Pin's scissors beat Leafy's paper, so Pin gets to push Leafy off, but Leafy says they didn't agree to that. Pin reassures Leafy that when she wins, she will let her into the island, but Leafy thinks it's unfair, in which Pin states only one of them can win, but she uses the wrong finger. However, the announcer turns up to them and says that they both win, but it wasn't the island like Pin hoped. They were going to pick out their team members of their future teams for a longer competition to win the island. Pin seems to be bored, but Leafy says it doesn't seem so bad.